Hey guys, welcome back to another clip of Schach-manuel-lernen. Today with the first classical chess game in 2025. I had the white pieces and I had the Sicilian opening. I expected e5 because my opponent played in the last couple of years e5. That's why I was a bit surprised, but yeah. And then here, bishop c5, it's called Sicilian for lazy people. I played it a long time by myself with the black pieces, so I was quite confident to play against it. So knight b3, bishop b6. I just developed the knight. Other option is c4 with controlling the d5 square. But that's another line. So I just developed, and here, black should play d5, queen h5, because the knight is on e7, not on f6, so it makes sense. And after castle, we can castle. However, I decided for a different approach. Black decided for a different approach. He played knight bc6. And now here I missed already the big move, which would have been bishop d6. Because bishop d6 blocks the bishop on c8, and he has problems with continue the developing. So what would be computer line and also natural move is small castling, queen d2, e5, and we just have huge space advantage. I went here for a different approach, which is much worse. I thought the knight on d6 would be better than the bishop, which is just wrong. Because the bishop here makes a blockade like the knight, but he also prevents this knight from developing, and my knight here doesn't do a lot. And it needs more time. So after castle, I achieved my goal, but the price that I have to pay is quite a lot. Like, he's better developed, black, so now he can attack the center. If I would capture, this one is slightly better for black by the computer, but here, it's just much more comfortable to play with black because he has better development and it's easier to play. I played e5, and here I made a bit of miscalculation. I just expected he will play knight d5, queen d2, then everything should be more or less fine. What I didn't calculate was knight g6, which is losing a pawn. But for me it was not a huge problem to give up this pawn, because I knew that will give me some time back. To continue with the active playing. So I played queen d2. He captured with the knight, which is a small mistake with this knight. The other knight would have been better. I played bishop e2. What would have been better is castle. And after knight g4, which I was a bit afraid of, we can simply play c4. The idea is f2 is not hanging, because if he captures, we can play c5. And if he captures there, we can simply capture there, and we, win a bit material back, and his development of the pieces is just terrible. So I was worried for nothing and played unnecessary bishop e2. And after knight f7, castle, capture. According to a computer, even though I'm a pawn down, it's an equal position, simply because of his bad bishop on c8. Here I played quite fast f4 to prevent him from playing e5, but apparently this is not a necessary move, because it blocks as well the queen and blocks a bit my king side attacking. So the best move here would be bishop h5, provoking g6, and then bishop f3, and then to play with the idea g4, h4, and h5. The other option in this position would be queen f4, which is really a computer move. It looks unnatural to me. g5, queen g3, queen f6. So after f4, bishop there, bishop f3, he exchange, queen b6. Now I would have had the option of, let's say here, here I should simply capture, playing king b1, and with the pawn down I should just continue, because this pawn structure is really bad and this one is neither the best thing. Queen a3 would have been an option with the idea rook to d6. If he plays d5 here, we can capture. We have a nice tactical motive. If he captures here, he will run into a checkmate. That's why d5 wouldn't be possible. And then we can play rook d6 and just prevent him from developing his bishop, because that's our trump card in this position. I decided for knight c5, which is again an inaccuracy, because I missed the idea that he played with rook e7 with the idea of knight f7. Here I could play really creative, knight a6. Capturing is not possible because of the rook. And after knight f7 I could just retreat with the rook, d6, g3, g6, b3, stuff like that. And here, it's interesting, like black can't really, he can't develop his rook, he can't develop his bishop. These two pawns are blocked. And as soon as he play e5, he will get a bit trouble with bishop d5, capture here, back rank, and all of this stuff. I played rook d4, king f8, c4, playing a bit aggressive, queen b8, rook b8, sorry, knight d3, b6, knight e5, knight f7, capture. The idea here that I offered the trade was that I put my pawn on a black square and that I have constantly pressure on this pawn. g5, g3, bishop capture, king b2, h5. Here, of course, black is better because of the extra pawn. However, I still have quite good drawing chances. b4, king e8, king c3, rook c7, and rook d6 is now again a small inaccuracy. The reason why is it doesn't help anymore to defend the fourth rank, and that will be, as we see later, a problem. Here I just should have wait and wait for him to do something, but resting with the rook on the fourth rank. So I went a bit impatient, I believe, and here a4, he plays that, a5, b5 in order to play rook a6 and attacking these two pawns. But I'm a bit too slow, so he capture rook h3, rook d3, rook h1, And now his idea are various: A1, C1, E1. So I played king d4. He played rook e1, because his threat now is to play that. And then I played rook a3. And yeah, then he just can capture here, winning a pawn. And I just tried to continue a bit, because there's still some small ideas. Like, for instance, let's say if you play king e7 or f4, I can play king c4, capturing, and then I have here this idea with when he captures, I can promote into a queen. Stuff like that. That's why I continued a bit. But he just played it solid. d6, king c4, check, rook c7, and then I resigned. So I made various mistakes in this game. That's why the defeat was well deserved. First one was in the opening. In this position I had the wrong plan. I should have played bishop d6. And then later on in this position here, I should have captured the queen on b6 and then playing this endgame. So those were the two most inaccuracies what went wrong. So yeah, the start was not the best in 25, but in 1 week I will have my next game, and there I will prepare again and try to strike back. Wish you a wonderful weekend, stay healthy and enjoy your own chess games. See you soon.